When I was 17, I got lost on a rainy night in Portland, Oregon. It wasn't just the kind of lost where you take the wrong street and circle back. I mean, truly lost, mentally, emotionally, and quite literally standing at a bus stop I'd never seen before, with no idea where I was going. My name is Katie Monroe, a high school senior with big plans to leave Portland for college and never look back. My dad was a construction foreman, and my mom worked double shifts at the hospital. We didn't have much, but they gave me everything they could. Still, I always felt like I had to escape to find something more. I just didn't know what that more was. That night, I'd stormed out after a huge fight with my parents. They wanted me to apply to the community college nearby. I wanted to go to UCLA. I didn't have the grades, the savings, or the support. They were just being practical. I was being stubborn. I left the house with nothing but my phone, a light jacket, and headphones. No charger, no money, and definitely no plan. The rain was steady as I wandered downtown. My phone died somewhere near Pioneer Square. I kept walking, thinking I'd find a landmark or maybe a 24-hour cafe, but nothing looked familiar. Hours passed. I started to panic. Then I saw a small bookstore tucked between two apartment buildings. The sign said Midnight Pages. The lights were still on. I pushed the door open, a little bell jingling overhead. The warmth inside hit me immediately, along with the faint smell of cinnamon and old paper. Behind the counter stood an older woman, probably in her 60s, wearing thick-rimmed glasses and a navy cardigan. "Lost?" she asked, not unkindly. I hesitated. "A little." She nodded, like she understood more than I said. "You can sit for a bit. Phone's over there if you need to call someone." I didn't have anyone I wanted to call. I sank into a soft armchair and stared out the fogged window. The woman brought over a mug of hot cocoa without asking. I didn't touch it. "I'm Margaret," she said. "I own the place. Been here for almost 40 years. I nodded. "Katie." We didn't speak again for a long time. I watched her shelve books, dust counters, straighten a small staff picks section. Something about the quiet helped calm the storm in my head. Around midnight, I finally spoke. "I want to leave. This city, my life, everything." She looked at me over the rim of her glasses. "Sometimes leaving helps, but sometimes you find what you're looking for right where you are." I scoffed. "What am I supposed to find here?" She gestured around. "What haven't you found?" I didn't know how to answer that. I was tired, angry, cold. But under that, I was also curious. She showed me a small journal behind the counter. "People leave notes in here, things they're grateful for, things they're afraid of. Sometimes just doodles. Want to add something?" I took the pen. After a few minutes of staring at the blank page, I wrote, "I don't know who I am, but I want to find out." That's when everything started to change. Margaret let me stay until morning. She gave me a ride home in her old red Subaru. My parents were frantic, relieved, angry, and exhausted. We cried. We yelled. We apologized. That night forced us to finally talk, really talk. I started visiting Midnight Pages every Friday. Margaret and I talked about books, dreams, and life. She never tried to fix me. She just listened. Eventually, she offered me a part-time job shelving books. That small bookstore became my safe space. A month later, a customer noticed me sketching in a notebook and asked if I did commissions. She ran a local art supply shop and was looking for someone to design a mural. That job turned into another. I started building a small art portfolio. With Margaret's help, I applied for an art scholarship to Oregon State. I got in. It wasn't UCLA, but it felt right, like I'd found something huge. Not a college, not a job, but direction, identity, confidence. 3 years later, I returned to Portland for winter break. Midnight Pages was still there. Margaret's hair was a little whiter. The bell still jingled. She had my journal entry framed on the wall, tucked between customer notes and doodles. I smiled and hugged her tightly. "I found out who I am," I whispered. She pulled back and grinned. "I never doubted it."